We discuss Shonen's greatest underdogs duking it out and get ready for the deadly Dragon Ball feud of the fused. All this and more on today's episode of BrobusCast Death Metal Edition. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of BrobusCast. I almost screwed up my intro, but here we are. I'm your host, Brobuscus. With me today is ZDogg.
Ha!
And Richard.
Mushroom Kingdom, here we come.
Hey, can you tell when we recorded this?
Yeah, clearly. No, you never.
Was
You
my
never,
Italian
yeah.
accent, was my Brooklyn Italian accent spot on?
Clearly. Clearly.
The duality.
The duality, man. Alright, so death metal happened. Again.
It did. It's
Yeah.
weird how that works.
I know, right?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened, in fact. But you know, we're
Yeah.
not a gaming or movie podcast just yet. Maybe we'll.
No, maybe one day. Sadly,
one day.
we. It's funny how we're talking about two controversial episodes today and not talking about a controversial voice casting.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, well.
Love how the world works.
Well, and more positive news. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter for the sake of this podcast, but I'm going to say it anyway. I just finished Sonic Frontiers.
Nice.
Awesome.
Finally got to the end.
Nice.
So, if you've watched my streams, and I know you haven't because I pay attention to the stream's health while playing.
I was working. That's my excuse.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You don't have an excuse for any of the other streams, though.
Inconvenient timing.
You can see my full reaction to everything, really. I mean, maybe not everything, but all the story at least.
Yeah.
I'll try and binge them to make it up to you.
Yeah, okay. I actually don't care that
He knows I'm full of shit.
Yeah,
He knows I'm only gonna watch like maybe 15 minutes and then be like,
but just click
I'm
off.
bored.
Yeah, you'll probably just skip to all the important bits and then be like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm done.
It's not my fault. Running makes you feel sleepy. It's so...
Understandable. Well,
hey, if you at the very least, if you get my reaction to the boss fights, you'll be golden. Anyways, enough of that. Really good game, by the way. Really liked it.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have death metal to talk about, so let's talk about that instead.
Yes, the penultimate episode is here.
Indeed.
It has arrived. Hope has arrived, except not really, because this community is in shambles.
Again,
When is it ever in shambles?
That is an excellent question. That is an excellent point.
well.
Anyways, yeah, Deku versus Asta. It came out. It's a thing. It happened. It's good.
Yay.
It's good, but not great. But it's good.
My boy.
And that's all I could ask for.
Yeah. Hey.
We should press F in the chat. Our
Poor Deku.
Our great boy has been lost, and he's gone to that locker in the sky.
That's very good. Well. I mean, I kind of good, so.
He joins All Might in superhero heaven.
Indeed. Yeah. So sad. But you know what? Yeah, I mean, at least he got a chance to shine in general, and unfortunately, I do agree with their reasoning. Like, I can't really complain with it. So,
I can't disagree. I can't really speak on Asta's behalf. I've never watched Black Clover. So,
same. If this result was inaccurate, then tell us why it was inaccurate. But either way, you know.
Yeah, tell us. Let us know in the comments, and I won't read them.
Deku lost, and It's unfortunate because we were all. It's safe to say we were all rooting for Deku just because he's the one we're the most familiar with.
Yeah.
But
he's also like my second favorite character ever. So like,
and
also because the waiting period let me know that I freaking hate the Black Clover community.
Gosh.
Yeah. No. Well, that and I just feel like it's funny. Betting wise, I chose not to go with the character I had nostalgia and was familiar for. And go for someone that I was not familiar with at all. Didn't work. Lost my betting streak. But I pulled that card again this time, and it worked.
Yep.
Consistency.
Funny how
what's
life
that?
works. Yeah, exactly.
Basically, gosh.
And then there's me who decided, hey, why don't I make things interesting and go for the person that is not the general consensus. Wow, that was a big mistake.
Whoops. Gosh, yeah. It works sometimes. It doesn't work. It didn't work this time.
Nope.
Gosh dang it.
I'm still the only one out of the three of us to go for Sauron, though. So screw you guys.
I mean, yeah, okay. You can wear that badge with honor. I'll give you that one.
Whatever. Gosh dang it.
But I'm the only one who went with between the two of us. I'm the only one who went with Sun Wukong. So eat that.
No, I went with Sun. You're the only one who went. You're the only one who went.
I'm still the one. Yeah. Anyways,
Semantics.
Anyways,
semantics.
Results, they're right. Analysis is fine.
I mean,
I
will say I do think Deku's was a bit on the short side, which felt a bit odd. But I mean, I get it.
I wasn't the only one who felt that.
To ease into the spoilers, but not go super far into it.
I guess. It still feels a little odd. Can you imagine
how long the analysis would be if they went into Deku turning into Batman?
Yeah, that's completely fair. And I guess there are other My Hero fights.
Yeah.
To go over, so I get it, but I still would prefer it would be a little longer. But I guess if nothing else, they'll just bring it back in the future.
Out of all the My Hero analyses we've had, I would say All Might's is still the best, just because it. Well, yeah, because they
analyze the character whose story is finished.
Yeah, no, but it feels like it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Whereas with Deku, we know his journey is coming close to an end, but
it doesn't have an end yet.
No, but doesn't.
Yeah.
I guess I was expecting them to do the same thing they did with Omni-Man, but
maybe
they kind of did that, but not really.
I'm glad they at least dipped a little bit into it because they had to get those extra quirks in. The fact that they managed to squeeze in Gear Shift is honestly kind of a miracle. That just happened. So
if I had to guess, I would probably say that Gear Shift drop was probably recorded. It was probably just added in, not at the last minute, but they saw
it had to be. Because they work on these way in advance, and they said as much on commentary. The fact they were able to squeeze that in there was really impressive.
I should also mention, I don't know if anybody else but ZDogg caught this, but that's those Spider-Man references. Just twisting that knife, aren't we?
Yeah, gosh dang it, freaking hell. Oh well.
It's funny because Blazer said on commentary, when they were in their research calls, because he mentioned Deku has Black Whip and Danger Sense. It's like he's basically Spider-Man.
Where have I heard that before?
It's like, maybe we I don't know. I don't know if he said anything about we should have done this over Miles Static, but the idea was brought up on commentary. To all you supporters out there, including ZDogg, fear not. It is still a matchup that's in there. They got their eye on it. Is what I'm gonna say.
So
So
hopefully it at least becomes a DBX in the future. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, I mean that's the best you can ask for.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. Like people, like I know whenever a character comes up, everyone's like, "Oh, they're gonna get this matchup, and then they're never coming back." And I'm like, "Okay."
That's definitely the case with the next one, but we'll get into that later.
We're gonna get into that.
Here's the thing. Deku is 100% coming back at some point.
Especially when his story concludes.
He's got way too many matchups to not at least consider.
And I mean, I'm sure like when the anime gets more complete, maybe they'll do it. So that's what I'm guessing at this rate.
Yeah.
Also, I will say I do really like the final line of it.
That was a good way of squeezing in one for all.
That was a really great way to wrap it up. I do appreciate that.
Asta's was okay.
Asta's was.
I was hoping Asta's would convince me to watch Black Clover. It didn't.
No, I can't say it did for me either. No, it was all right. I mean,
it was fine. I mean, it was fine, but there's nothing inherently wrong with it as far as I can tell. But I don't know. Whenever a character that I am not crazy familiar with comes in, I'm like, okay. Well, for one, I'm hoping the analysis is at least entertaining, and to its credit, it was. But I'm also hoping, what if it convinces me to actually, get into the franchise? That's happened before. Nope. Still don't really have much interest in getting the Black Clover. I'm sorry that I probably pissed off an entire community by saying that, but here we are. Moving on.
Sorry about that.
The fight.
Yeah, the fight. The fight's pretty neat.
I dig it.
Yeah. Only thing that really bothers me, just on the visual front, the Deku sprites were a little.
They were a bit. They could have looked better, but they still didn't. Still looked alright, in my opinion.
I'm glad they used the manga outfit, just to kind of show, this is modern Deku.
Because they could have easily used his previous outfits.
Yeah,
but
they decided to get a little ambitious, and I like it. It also matches with Asta's post time skip design.
Origin did a great job creating these sprites from the ground up.
Indeed, up to him.
Yeah,
he's been popping off with the sprite work this season, which is
also too. Not a lot of hand drawn shots in this fight.
I
counted 2.
Yeah, but the ones the ones we do have are really good, so I'm not complaining.
Indeed. Well, the ones we definitely actually. So whoops.
I also I like the setting. They don't do a lot of tournament battles anymore.
No.
A shame. They should do more of them. And in fact, it's from what I heard, I believe it's meant to be the same or a similar arena.
It's the World Martial Arts Tournament. From Dragon Ball. It's
to that in a minute.
The announcer specifically says that it's the World Martial Arts Tournament. So
they call back. I like it. I like the callback.
Yeah. More on this later. Anyways.
Oh yes.
But
everything
else was, I thought it was solid. It was.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty alright. I mean, I don't know. I didn't hate anything about it. Overall.
What Deku's sprite lacks in visual front, I think it makes up for on the animation front. This is a very fluid sprite. I like it. Very fluid and expressive. It's neat. Also uses a lot of Deku's quirks. Blackwood got the most attention, I feel, but
which that's appropriate. I very much like that. Well, not only that, we got to see a good, again, probably the highlight of the episode. We got to see Black Whip work in conjunction with All for One.
Yeah.
One
for all.
Which, One for All. Get those mixed up.
No, it's okay. I do too.
I do too.
But yeah, One for All and Black Whip in conjunction. You get you get 4 Detroit smashes with Black Whip.
I'm like a freaking yo-yo.
Yeah, that was funny.
I really like that.
The danger sense is.
I love in that moment. I love Asta trying to cut through Black Whip and it just bounces around. I'm like,
that was very. I also feel this is probably best for the sound department, but I would still say for the animation when Asta's swords would swing at Deku and you saw the impact. I thought that they did a good job of nailing the impact of getting hit by these things. Like I can believe that. Okay, these aren't sharp swords. These are more cleavers.
Yeah.
Or these are just battle axes that just hit you, or batons or whatever. Get the idea.
Yeah. They're steel pipes, except not. You know what I mean. But we got Danger Sense, we got Smokescreen, we even got again a little bit of Gear Shift.
I was gonna say, I was gonna press that. So that's neat.
Like whenever you see Deku like bouncing around and you see this like little yellow energy, that's Gear Shift. It's subtle because they can't animate a full scene of him using Gear Shift because it's way too recent. But they threw in a little sprinkle of it in there. I like it. The fact they were able to do that again, miracle.
And also I loved how these two complemented each other well with their abilities.
Yep.
Everything was good. Even the ending, which
man,
Liam loves callbacks, and I feel like this episode is just a giant fucking callback. But that callback to All Might versus Might guy.
Yes. I absolutely love that. That's such a good callback.
That elevated this animation for me personally. It may not have done it for others, but look, All Might versus Might guy is my favorite episode of all time. And if you call back to it in a good way without panderizing, then you get an extra point in my book.
Indeed. Yeah.
Oh, and don't worry, we'll go back to callbacking that episode later. I also do like the that All Might makes a brief appearance. It is a very blurry, very poorly chopped out sprite, but I do not care. It was so
it's All Might. He's there. I'm happy. Let's go.
Yeah. But you know what else Liam really likes to do? Tug at your emotions a little bit. Okay, so
my God,
they get their final clash in. Okay, this is how I viewed it when I first watched it. They get their clash in. Deku's like, "I did it," and then not in that tone, but you know what I mean. Asta's like, "Oh no, you didn't," and brings down swords on him and he dies. When I first saw that, I was like, "Wow, that's very sudden." Okay. All of a sudden, Deku's just dead. But then I decided to go to the Death Battle Discord. And Liam just decides to post a little bit of an extra thing for what he was intending. So, you notice how when Deku is raising his broken arm up and he's like, "I did it," and you see the green in his eyes fade away and they're just white. That's an indication of either A, loss of consciousness, or B, straight up death.
Basically.
So Deku either lost consciousness or died thinking he won the fight.
I do appreciate that, and that just kind of makes this an overkill. But
that is a good little detail. But I would also say too, because your only mate brought this up to me in private conversations. I think it would have nailed it harder had they not shown Asta getting up and giving the gesture to have his swords come down.
Like,
yeah, no, like
yeah, they should have
like,
let that sink in a little bit.
Yeah, no, like I think what you should have done, what should have been done is you have that scene where Deku is in the air, he's raising his broken hand up, saying "I did it." You see the white in his eyes, and all of a sudden, swords just impale him like out of nowhere, and then you cut to Asta, and he's back up and he's raising his hand, and then boom.
Yeah, I do think the two scenes should have been reversed.
Yeah, maybe, but
like, it would have had a bit more like, oh, maybe he did win. He didn't, but obviously he didn't. But
I mean, to be honest, part of me was like, oh my gosh, did he actually win? And then, gosh, dang it.
Especially when you saw Asta, because that's another indicator. Because as soon as you saw Asta fall to the ground, you knew, okay, he's not dead. Knocked out maybe, but not dead. Because this death battle doesn't just end when you're knocked out. So I feel like, again, really, it would have just been better. It would have impacted harder had you done that. But for what's here, it's good. I wouldn't say it's not topping Tanjiro versus Jonathan.
It's not winning any awards.
Yeah,
specifically compared to Liam's previous fight that started this year, Tanjiro versus Jonathan, in terms of raw emotion, it's not beating that, but it's also not beating the other fights, like Magneto versus Tetsuo or fucking SpongeBob versus Aquaman.
Yeah. I mean, overall, it just serviceable. It does the job overall, and I do appreciate the more emotional beats of it, and it's just I think just a lot of other episodes of the season do it stronger overall.
I did
wrong
watch,
with that, but
sorry, I did watch Riz Grestar's reaction to this, which, by the way, for those of you who follow Riz Grestar, in this particular episode, he took out the music, which we'll get to later, and he just had the voice acting, the sound effects, and all that. And
which is a very different experience, which that caught me off guard.
Same here. I was like, what the fuck? What's happening? But anyway, when I watched this fight without the music, it really let me take it in, and I feel like the best way I can describe this fight is the one thing that people are not liking it for. It does feel like it is a light or diet version of All Might versus Might Guy.
I mean,
just in terms of its feel for Deku, Asta obviously doesn't give that an implication, but I'm just saying, when it focuses on Deku, obviously the All Might elements are there.
Well, yeah, that's. I would have. I honestly wouldn't have expected anything less. Like that's. It's kind of an important factor to Deku's character. So, yeah.
Yeah. No.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like saying, "Oh, this is a diet All Might versus Might Guy" is kind of disrespectful.
I don't mean let me preference this. Unlike the community, I don't mean that in a bad way, because again, I love when things are called back to, and Liam did show in this episode that he not only referenced other things that weren't Death Battle, but he also did show it's like, okay, I want this to feel like a callback to 2 particular episodes. So that comparison, in my mind, is easy to make, and I'm not saying it's a diet or light version of All Might versus Might Guy in a negative way, because, again, to each his own, I suppose, but I see this fight as a good fight. It legitimately is good. Yes, I can conceive it has problems, but I mean, it's not gonna win the best Sprite fight of this year. Not even close.
No, probably
I'm sorry. But I do think for what the animation team were able to do in the penultimate hell, if we're just comparing penultimate episodes, it is nowhere near Madara versus Aizen.
I mean, yeah,
probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
But I don't want. I hate that people are saying this animation just sucks, and they're crapping on the animators' hard work, because these people, they literally don't just throw this shit together in a week. It takes time for them to get this right. Yeah. And Luis and his team, they went out on a bang. They went out with a bang. They managed to convey what the script called for, and that's all I can ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm just gonna clear this up right now. I don't know why this needs clearing up, but Asta's swords, they're not sharp. But if they are coming at you with that much weight at however many times the speed of light, they're gonna pierce through you.
I'm pretty sure that's gonna be sharp.
I don't know why this is such a big talking point. I don't know why this is so confusing to so many people. Like, of course they're gonna pierce through you. Like,
I mean, look. I mean, best example, you have a butter knife. Yeah, it's not sharp, but with enough force, you can have it pierce something.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I don't know. I don't know why that needed clearing up, but here we are.
I don't know either. Oh, also, let's talk about the callback at the end.
Here I got the quote. Stick around, folks, for our final round as Asta takes on last year's reigning champion, Mr. Satan!
Yes, I love that.
Runs away.
That's a really good callback.
I love that. That was so... That was
good.
A lot of the... Man, when I saw reactions to this fight, and a lot of the, hardcore Death Battle fans watched this episode, and they got to that moment, every single one of them were dying.
I absolutely love that.
I love that too, and I also love, because of course they were going to bring it back. This particular sprite has been used for Mr. Satan, but I love how they brought back the original sprite. Although, interestingly enough, if you go, they left the jetpack on, because in the original Mr. Satan versus Danabiki episode, Mr. Satan didn't have a jetpack, but you can still see the straps for where the jetpack is, so they colored them as the same color as his robe. So, but I love that they left it here. It's like, okay, screw it, we're not going to do that for this fight.
Too much work for very little payoff.
We're like, but I also love how canonically this fight takes place a year after Dan versus Mr. Satan.
World building, yay!
World building, man. We need to find a reason to talk about that episode again.
Yes, you know,
maybe one day.
Maybe one day.
One day. But still, I love that callback. I love, and I also
I love that they're able to make a callback like that for those that have been sticking around for a while.
We don't get that a lot in these newer episodes these days. They very much are I mean, we did get it in season 7, but we didn't get it last season, and we've barely gotten it this season.
I mean, to be fair, we did. Actually, no, because we had the Goku Black. She's referencing
right. Yeah, that's right. Well, it was only for that one, so yeah, you're right.
One. I get it,
yeah.
But also,
most of it is always the Upteenth Chuck versus Gogeta constellation.
It's
like, it's cool that it's there, but like, we can do more.
Yes, we can. Also, too, for the world champion didn't feel like fighting Asta because, man had a stomachache. What you gonna do?
There you go.
Because he totally would have killed Asta with his karaoke punch.
I'm sure, like, you could probably BS a Hercule win, like, unironically.
Yes.
I'm sure, by the way.
God.
Sure.
Okay. which again, please just let this be a cameo. Please do not bring back Hercule. No, Hercule versus
Hercule
Dan
versus
is
Dan
gold.
was the perfect match.
Don't ever bring back Hercule.
Yeah.
Not that I wouldn't be against Kagi coming back because he does do a pretty good Hercule voice, but it's just like, no, please leave Hercule alone.
Yeah,
we're good.
Speaking of Kagi, I hope he makes a reaction to this. Sorry.
Oh gosh,
yeah, man,
that'd be great. I would absolutely love that. Gosh, seeing at the end, hey, that's me.
I wonder if he even remembers. That was so long ago.
True.
That was. I mean, I'm sure he remembers.
I'm just imagining like him reacting to this and being like, "Why is Hercule there at the end?" So I'm like, "Dude, you voiced for it."
Or maybe he does remember, and he's like, "Ha!" He's like, I can't face Asta right now. I've got a stomach ache." Like he starts making up reasons.
Dude, I wonder if he can even still do it. Again, that was so long ago.
Yeah, I know. And he did reprise his role, off brand, but he did reprise his role as Hercule Satan for a Devil Artemis video. So.
Oh, he did. Okay.
Yeah, he did.
Cool. I didn't know that. I don't watch Devil Artemis stuff, so I didn't know that.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
Although speaking of voice acting,
voice actors.
Jose Estrada as Deku and Michael Kovac of all people as Asta.
We have a returning voice actor
and a new boy for the team.
New boy.
Michael gets his win.
Brown Deku. Brown Bakugo. That's what he goes by.
Nothing more solid overall, I'd say.
Michael gets his first win.
Second.
No, he was Shazam.
He was Shazam.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I got him mixed up with Goku Black's actor. My bad.
But yeah, I liked it. I liked the voice acting in this episode.
I think we can all unanimously agree that Deku's was the most spot on, and we can also we don't know jack shit if Asta's was spot on because most of us don't watch Black Clover. So for those of you that have seen the dub of Black Clover, let us know, was it accurate? Well, did Michael do a good job representing Asta?
But man, I saw the preview because I'm a member. But when I heard Deku's voice for the first time, I'm like, holy crap, that's good.
It sounds just like Justin.
Yeah,
it really does. So
it surprised me. It surprised me to go into the Champions chat on the Discord server and see people being like, I mean, it's okay. I'm like, wait, what?
The fuck do you mean it's okay?
Like, wait,
really?
what?
That's literal. That sounds like okay. Again, I don't over exaggerate that often when it comes to voice acting because again, it's like, I mean, that's a good impression, but no, straight up, that sounds almost identical, if not straight up identical, to Justin Briner's English performance.
I did have like a very spot on performance, honestly, and like even if it doesn't, like I think he got the mannerisms of Deku down really well. So
especially the beginning when he's monologuing, well, not monologuing, but when he's having his interior thoughts.
I'm glad they were able to throw that in.
I even the small stuff, and holy shit, did the man got lungs, man. That
he does. My gosh.
Those smashes, that final delivery of that scream. Gee.
Claps. My gosh,
seriously. Holy crap.
You're doing right. My gosh.
Yeah.
Although you want to talk about having lungs. Freaking Michael Kovac is like one of the most energetic voice actors I think I've ever heard.
Freaking reading this and it's Goku Black. Like, my gosh.
Like I recorded a snippet of one of Asta's lines and I tweeted at him asking him like, dude, I have to know how were your vocal cords when you finished up recording for Asta? And he actually responded like literally like a few minutes later, being like, I actually don't remember like how, like I don't remember my voice ever giving out, but I was sweating by the end of it. So I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Yeah, no, but I swear he does. He does the most great, screen performances I've ever heard, and
yeah,
between this and Goku Black's Kamehameha, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah,
for real,
beautiful,
amazing.
And again, I didn't even know he voiced Shazam, so that's even more crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, pretty good record overall. So.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
He's 3 episodes in, and all of them have been fantastic performances. So yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Absolutely. And again, I'm hoping we get to hear more of Deku's actor.
Yeah,
when I heard that it was him, I went to look up and see like, okay, how much more of this can he do? So I took a little bit of a look at his YouTube channel, and he has one of the best Bakugo impressions I think I've ever heard in my life.
Oh, okay, then we're straight up getting Jose
really
back.
Good.
Yeah,
we're getting Jose back as Bakugo.
Yeah, we have to get this guy back as Bakugo. He was like spot on.
Yeah, so there you go. There for whenever they bring a Bakugo, there you go. There's your actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid performances all around. Claps to you.
Yeah, indeed. And also, since we didn't bring it up, I want to say, in regard to that, freaking the freaking I don't know what Detroit is. Such a meme line. And it's so freaking funny.
That's so good.
Gosh, yeah, like man, like I just like people like saying like, oh, it's bad. Like, what? No, it's funny. Come on.
I don't get it.
I got a good laugh about it. I got a good laugh about it. And Michael delivered it really well.
When Asta won, his last line was "Take that, Detroit."
Yeah, that's so good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and also, if we're talking about all their individual Asta lines, like what is it? You'll never hit me, or hit me as not all.
Yeah,
what's the like?
That was the line I sent to Michael.
Okay, yeah, like that was like that's just a really good screaming. Like I know that just basically intentioning what we said, but like man, that was a good screaming line. Like
yeah,
that was good. So, and that's just a good line in general. Man.
Yeah, it's a good line.
Yeah.
I'm trying to delay us talking about the music because Richard is muted.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that because like I didn't want to go like this without bringing that up because man, freaking that got a good laugh out of me.
To delay this further, I will say a bit of a thing in my reaction. I didn't initially like the Detroit Smash delivery. I thought his voice cracked a little too much. But
yeah, I thought it was.
But upon rewatch and the other Detroit Smashes were fine, so I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess it's music time.
Music time. Strongest alive.
Strongest alive.
It's in someone else. I forget off the top of my head.
Yeah, I brought in someone else. I don't remember their name.
To Wikipedia or to the wiki.
Yeah.
But no, it's good. I like it.
I really like it.
It's very good.
Long story short, it's really good. Like
good. I think the best part about it is that it fuses both Mighty and Marvel for All.
Yeah.
Merge them together, and I think that is amazing.
Freaking great. Both songs are really good, and I'm glad.
Yeah. So, in case this wasn't calling back to All Might vs. Might Guy enough, it literally half the chorus is Mighty. So
yes.
Yeah. Anthony DeGaia Como?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Diaga Como? I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I'm doing the best I can. That's Scott the Watts. That's not what I meant to say. Out of context.
Anyways,
I was gonna say the freaking thing that freaking. There you go. But yeah, no, it sounds really good to get.
Yeah. Yeah, I really dig it.
There you go. Pronounce that as you may.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Also, I mean, now that you posted it, I also do really dig this cover art.
Yeah, dude, those look really good. I dig it.
Yeah, I don't give enough props to the cover arts. They're neat.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah. I mean, what more can we say, really?
It's a banger.
Yeah.
It is a certified banger.
I give it the banger stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Some graphic artist needs to design that now.
Maybe in the future. Let's see.
I also give that to the episode because I like me likes.
I thought it was pretty good overall. Like I wouldn't say it's one of my favorites this year, but like
no.
I would say it's pretty solid. It's a very solid episode overall, so that makes me happy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Both of them got the quality episode they deserve. So
yeah. That's good. So yeah.
So is it my favorite episode? No, but I also wasn't expecting it to be. So in a way, I'm not disappointed with what we got.
Yeah, and I'm sure it'll also just grow on me for in the future.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Very neat episode. I like
very
it.
Neat, yeah. Very neat episode. Very good penultimate episode. But I do have one very important question for both these combatants.
What's that?
Can they beat Goku though?
Oh god!
Wow, you had to go there.
I'm not gonna transition to this. Come on.
That is not the question I thought you were going to be asking. But all right.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I just need to get in here somehow, okay?
Yeah, that's
the answer
fair.
below,
That's
by
fair.
the way, but whatever. Anyway,
No, that's fair. That's fair. You had to do it. Because if we want to transition, oh boy.
Oh boy, indeed.
It's
right.
Season finale time.
That it is. Man, where the heck did the time go?
I don't know. This year felt like it moved at 1,000,000 miles per hour.
That did. Gosh.
Okay, so yeah, season finale. It's not Galactus versus Unicron. It's not Cole versus Alex. It's not even Simone versus Kyle.
It's not even Gru versus Megamind.
It's not even Bowser versus Eggman. Then what the hell could it be, you may ask?
It's also not even Goku versus Superman 3. And that part is important because
no, we got the ultimate battle between Dragon Ball versus Dragon Ball, Goku versus Goku, Vegeta versus Vegeta, the fusion dance versus the Patara earrings. It's Gogeta versus Vegito.
Woo!
Yeah.
Okay, look. Real talk. Okay, first off, this came out of complete left field.
This season, what the hell? What the hell is this? What the hell is this?
I've seen like 1,000,000 different guesses to what the season finale is, and pretty much all of them are wrong.
None of them were that. Whoops. None of this, I should say. Gosh.
Also, I gotta be honest, with how the community reacted to this, if I had saw the reaction before I knew what the fight was, I probably would have expected something a lot worse.
Okay, like legit, like freaking Kodo, previous guest of the podcast, freaking he saw that he heard about the matchup beforehand. Like he made it sound like the worst matchup ever. Like without like he described it like he made it like sound like it was like something like really bad. And like when I saw it, like, oh, that's not bad. I'm actually kind of excited for that. That's not bad at all. I'm actually really excited for this.
Yeah, surprise. Yeah, if you expected us to tear this episode a new one, no, not really.
Today.
Nope.
I mean,
really
there's
excited for it.
There's like one thing I could complain about, but like, yeah, that's not even having to do with the matchup itself, honestly. But like, yeah, like I'm very much looking forward to this. Like, I get the community outburst, kind of, but like, man, people are kind of. I feel like people are like blowing this way out of proportion. Like,
oh,
man.
really? I wouldn't have guessed.
I know, right? It's this community. What the hell else is new?
How this year has been for this community, I want to say I'm surprised, but nope.
Nope, you're not. Don't lie to yourself.
Nope.
So should we just get that out of the way now? I guess.
Yeah. No.
Sure. Why the heck not? This is the season finale. People, get over it.
I mean, we get the negative aspect out of the way before the positive, so let's do that now.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's go over why the community decided to act like this. I mean, you know, besides how they normally do, because you know.
Welcome to the death
all right,
battle welcome to the death battle community. It sucks.
Yeah. Sorry. So let's just go like the main reason why I've seen people outburst about this is that it's the finale of this season.
Yes,
and I know like I know that may sound
as opposed to it being the finale of a different season.
Okay, so this I do completely understand, being honest. Like with how many new franchises and weird stuff we've gotten this year, to end on a same series match, that seems that they've already used twice over this season. I can, from that angle, yeah, I kind of get it. Like,
I have a counterpoint. Okay, well, okay. I should clarify. I don't have a counterpoint to them doing this when they also did Vegeta and Trunks. That part's weird.
Okay, like I mean, I feel like Dragon Ball kind of deserves it at this point. Like how long it's been going on. Like I don't mind that much.
No.
But
here's the part I do counterpoint. This is the season finale of a new franchise season. Okay, you people need to learn this. I don't like. Yeah. People need to understand this. I don't know why this was so hard to grasp, considering the season's considering the season's almost freaking over. The whole thing about new franchises was never a selling point.
That's not like unlike seasons 5 and 8, like. It wasn't like we're gonna cram as much new season into this bad boy. That sounds really weird. I'm sorry.
That sounds so wrong.
Sorry. What I'm trying to say though, like it's like the point of the season was not like that was just like a bonus aspect of the season. I guess is the best way to put it. Like they were like it was just a normal season. They were just gonna like try and like experiment with new stuff and add as much new seasons, as much new series as they can. But you know, I think they did. Like, is it kind of disappointing that like we didn't add a new series number with this? I mean, maybe a little, but like that wasn't the point of the season overall. Exactly. I'm not gonna lose sleep over it at all.
Like it was never a gimmick. It was just oh hey. We have more new franchises than normal. Cool. Yeah,
look forward to seeing some new stuff, new franchises, new experimental stuff.
Yeah.
And hey, yeah. So I mean, I get it, but also like I feel like people are just looking at it the wrong way when it comes to that. So
yeah.
My whole thing is, and I'll just say this short and sweet. This episode regardless of it not being what you wanted, and I get that, it's probably not what most of us would have wanted, but don't pretend it doesn't have season finale potential.
Oh no!
Okay, that is actually the second point. Like, people say, like, why is like it's not finale? Like,
okay,
sure about that. Like, I feel like it would feel weird as anything other than a finale. Honestly, like,
okay, let me say this right now. I think people really need to stop being like, oh, this doesn't have finale material.
I mean, okay, yeah, like that as well. Like, freaking,
like, people need to stop judging what should and shouldn't be a finale, because this show has brought us Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie, Sephiroth versus Virgil, and All Might versus Might Guy as season finales.
Yeah.
As episodes, barring the first one, sure, they could fit as season finales, just as far as their episode quality is concerned. But if you look at the matchup, they could have been placed anywhere.
Yeah. In fact, the first one was, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah, that's not important.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Trivia.
Yeah, trivia. But yeah, I just think the idea of people being like, the idea of oh, this should be a premiere, this should be a finale, this should be a whatever. I'm like, how about we let the chips fall where they may? Like,
really fair, honestly.
Like, this is the finale. Does it fit to be a if the episode comes out. If the episode is bad, then okay, you now have merit to stand on. But since we don't know if it's bad,
can't really judge it. Yeah,
can't really judge it yet.
That's fair. That's fair.
So yeah, want to get that out of the way. What's the other thing people are complaining about?
I feel like it's just the common. Oh, that's not the match I wanted.
True.
But which like. I feel like we went over that well enough last episode. Like, if it's not,
your matchup will happen eventually. That's all I'm
gonna say. I get it. Like I said, I completely get it at this point. And like, freaking, the biggest request is Omnimon, and I remember either we talked about it because the someone else did. Either the winner of this coming back to fight Omnimon would be a cute thing to do, honestly. But even if they don't, like, I'm sure, like...
we are doing like, the G1 guys are doing a bonus blog in contention to this, with Gogeta and Omnimon, so there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Again, I don't know what else to say that we are not nailing here, other than, look, this fight is happening, get over it, you're gonna...
You're gonna watch it.
You're gonna watch it. You're gonna get it on trending.
You did it with the Deku Asta. Look at that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You also said the same thing about Deku Asta, and that's number 3 on trending. So screw you guys.
Exactly. So na. But
again, like I said, I get it if you're disappointed. Like, I don't like.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Your disappointment is not invalid.
No. Let me state that for the record.
Death Battle works in their own ways.
Yeah. We're not saying be excited, coward.
No, because realistically, we've broken it down. This is the third Dragon Ball fight that we have had, which, oh my god, now it's funny, people were complaining for the longest time. We have too many Marvel and DC fights. Now we have too many Dragon Ball fights. People will never be fucking satisfied.
It's only like an extra one that we normally get. Like, we've.
Again, it's.
I was gonna say like in regards to the previous two ones, like Trunks and Vegeta, they analyzed two different aspects about it. So it's not like, they brought up the universe shockwaves and Trunks Silver, but of course they did. They analyzed different aspects of the universe because of Xeno. I feel like it's warranted here. They're not just going over stuff again, like they were worried about it.
Everything they're doing for this matchup is warranted, and I'm excited to see, especially when we talk about the animation, I'm excited to see what kind of potential this has, because this is going to be the first time that we have a same series Dragon Ball fight, and arguably it couldn't have been the most popular one, because let's be honest, and all of you that are our age, you can't tell us that you didn't go to the playground and you didn't often debate or ask which one was better, Gogeta or Vegito.
Yeah, no, every Dragon Ball fan has had that question in mind at least once.
Yeah, and this fight has also just been... It's been talked about for a long, long time. Like, hell, even Dragon Ball Raging Blast took a shot at this debate, if you played the side missions, which were kind of just what ifs, before Marvel made that seem original, even though Dragon Ball did it first. So, haha. But anyway,
I'm sure obscure anime number 249 did it first.
Yeah, exactly. And then of course this debate was brought back because of Dragon Ball Super Broly, which and of course it also brought it back in Dragon Ball Super during the Goku Black arc. So it does feel like this is a good time to do this fight.
And heck, like what I remember, I mean, from my experience, like I know, like this is like their most popular matchup for a while. Like before Omnimon, like this is the only thing I heard. In fact, like aside from like Omnimon and each other, like I rarely hear matchups for the two besides each other. So like
exactly. And I also just want to... Sorry, go ahead, ZDogg. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. I love it. I mean, yeah, like the casual community, I feel like is also like a big part of like. Death Metal has to like appeal to like the casual community as well as like the hardcore. Like, there's got to be a balance, and I feel like this is definitely like one to the casual.
We all know how big the Dragon Ball community is with this show.
True.
Gotta appease them in some way. For better or for worse.
Exactly. Yeah. And this fight also marks the return of another same series fight. The last one we had was Red versus Blue.
Yeah.
True, and we haven't had like a 1v1 since Meta Carolina. Like all the other ones have been either battle royale or a team fight. So that's crazy to think about.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So this fight's got potential.
Yeah, I really like. I don't want people to sleep on it just because, like for the reasons we mentioned. Like, I do hope people like tune in, even if they're disappointed in it, because I feel like this is gonna have some really cool stuff in it. Like,
this fight's gonna go hard. I'm really excited.
I'm very excited with it. So yeah, so hopefully, even if you're disappointed, like with Deku Asta, I hope, or any episode where like the community at large, I hope you guys tune into it regardless. You probably will, but I hope you do, even if you're not. So, yeah, and I got also. I kind of like feel bad that people are feeling this way, especially towards the end of the season. Like this is the bookmark of the like the closing point of the season. Like I kind of wish people like were giving it more of a spotlight, but like again, I get it. But, yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fine. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, exactly. Everything's gonna be fine. Like, again, if this episode is a
the more I hear about it, the more I'm excited for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it as long as it is above Deadpool versus Pinkie Pie, then it's good to go in Brobuscus' book.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed, it will be.
They need to take a frog's jump to get over that bar. That's not exactly hard.
Gosh. And also, I mean, I guess this isn't really like that big a deal, but also would like to point out, just in general, that we're getting a 3-week waiting period, like for the first time from
Okay,
season
let's
6.
talk about that real fast.
You know,
because
it's kind of
they
weird.
told us why.
Yeah, they told us why.
I guess
Basically,
I'm
just need more time on it. That's really it.
Good.
Like everybody made
Yeah,
everybody made such a big deal about it.
yeah.
I'm like, wow, that answer is very simple.
Yeah, I mean, makes sense. Like, yeah. So
Yeah.
basically,
Well then, this
like,
is gonna.
because when I asked before, like when this episode was up for first members, I was like, okay, so I'm not complaining, like I'm not trying to be mean, but why the delay? And I think what the response I got was, well, we can't do a 4-week delay because then it lands on Christmas, and that's a big no-no.
well, this isn't your favorite Christmas matchup.
I'm like, okay, I get that, but then why the delay at all? And then someone said on cast, I didn't watch it because I was streaming. Someone said on cast, like, oh yeah, we just need a bit more time with it. That's really why. Because like apparently this season's got played a bit of a shuffling game. Like, did you know?
I heard.
Did you know that Sauron versus the Lich King was meant to be the mid-season finale? I bet you didn't.
What?
I did not.
Bet you didn't.
I did not.
Now you do.
Yeah. Also, apparently, I heard that Jason, Michael, and SpongeBob Aquaman were supposed to be swapped, but you know.
Well, that one had to be swapped because like
how could you not?
How could you not?
Yeah, I get it. I get it, but yeah,
if Aquaman versus SpongeBob came out on Halloween.
Gosh, yeah, but yeah, I mean, it does seem like this was a bit of a shuffling game for the season, which you know is fine. That's fine.
That happens in every season. You just don't know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, exactly. Point taken.
So.
And I also am happy they're taking their time with this, even though I feel like a 4-week wouldn't be too bad because, I mean, yes, it would land on Christmas, but hey, isn't that the best Christmas present you could ever ask for?
There you go.
I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah.
No pun intended. I am just pointing out facts. It would be so cool. Wake up Christmas morning, celebrate Christmas Day, and you're watching Gogeta versus Vegito.
Yeah. The only thing that's like bothering me about the date, and this might just be nothing. It said December 21st. That's a Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday. Yeah.
I'm like, that
Wait,
part's a little weird to me, but I guess I'm gonna chill with it. I guess.
I mean,
Sure
maybe
it
they
is.
mean.
I'll be honest, I just realized that. I did
Yeah, no,
realize
because
that.
I saw that too.
That date is for. I think that date is for YouTube because I think on first it said December 20th.
Yes, it
but-
did. I can confirm,
Yeah.
which is a Tuesday.
Yeah, which is Tuesday, which makes even less sense. But you know, whatever.
I mean, we haven't had a death battle come out publicly on Wednesday in a long time.
Long time.
Man.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I guess maybe that was the I think maybe that was either the cutoff point or maybe that's when we go into animation. I think that was just a date the animators were like, okay, this is when you can expect it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get like as much time as humanly possible. Because if they delay it any further, if you delay it any further, you're gonna run into some problems.
I mean,
let's see.
one can assume that they had the blender. Again, talking about this later, but one can assume this fight's animation has been worked on for months, but going as far back as when Death Battle came back for the second half. They still needed more time. So, again, I'm happy that they're giving this an extra week to get everything done. I mean, especially if the animation needs cleanup, or maybe there's some visuals or some stuff that they didn't include for the analysis. Maybe some additional dialogue. Who's to say?
Who knows?
But
Who
that
knows?
is nice that they're doing
Who knows and
that.
who cares?
Yeah.
Exactly.
They're just making sure this fight is the best it can be to their ability, and that's good.
We will judge like in 3 weeks, or in 3 weeks' time we will judge. Was it worth the delay?
It better be. No, I'm joking.
Nah.
I'm joking.
I won't go that far.
Yeah.
As long as it's good, I don't really care.
Exactly.
And speaking of, is it going to be good? The answer is probably yes. Because
Yeah.
All right, so we're jumping into this now. So this was literally just confirmed. The Blender team is doing this fight.
Yep.
I
Very
know there
ironic
was
for the
I was
fusion with Blender because you use. That was a stretch. I'm sorry.
Well, it's also
I get what you were
appropriate
doing.
because well, it's also appropriate because one of the main animators on the Blender team, Dai Tomodachi, does Dragon Ball content. He has his own original Dragon Ball series, which, by the way, please go check out the Gohan verse. It is so fucking good.
Duly noted. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus two, Dragon Ball Superhero stole Super Saiyan White, or so. Yeah.
Peace,
thanks,
Gohan.
Kelly.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I hate it.
When Gohan gets on, we'll have that discussion. Yay!
Yay! Gohan
But-
finally gets.
I
Gohan finally gets
I'll-
the spotlight and he gets a terrible transformation. Huzzah!
Gosh, but
Toriyama.
we'll get to talk about Orange Piccolo. Let's go. Anyway.
Yeah, that's.
I don't want to hear no.
That's
Please
even
let's
less
not talk about
cool.
Cheeto Piccolo. Let's not talk about Cheeto Piccolo.
Cheeto Piccolo. That's amazing.
That's what the community called him before he got a name. He's like, oh,
That's good.
he looks like Cheetos.
I'm not denying that.
That's
but,
amazing.
Okay.
That's the.
Okay. But
That's our title. I don't care.
Cheeto Piccolo.
Gosh, my God. But actually, I would like to point this out as well. This is our first 3D Dragon Ball fight since GVS 2.
Oh,
Oh
Broly.
my god.
Like,
Broly.
Broly, right? Whoops.
Yeah,
Never mind
I
then.
was gonna say you confused me.
I completely
Broly.
forgot about that for some reason. Whoops. But yeah, no.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know
It's,
how we could forget about Broly.
It's the first time.
versus
It's the first time Blender's dipping into Dragon
That's
Ball.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's the milestone. That's what I meant to say.
yeah. This is the first time the Blender team is dipping into. Well, I mean, didn't they dip into it a little bit for Broly versus Hulk?
Nope.
Oh wait, no, that was the Maya team.
That
Excuse me.
was the group. Yeah.
Okay, then yeah.
Which is honestly kind of weird. Like I would have expected them
It
to
is.
get a Dragon Ball fight sooner.
For real.
Yeah, because most of them do Dragon Ball content, so you would figure that they would be in charge of the Dragon Ball fights. Like, look, I'm not saying, I'm not saying, Silver Trunks and Thor Vegeta would not have, would have been bad if you kept it the way it was. I'm just saying you would have think that those would have been handed to the Blender team.
I think, but
Yeah. But yeah, no. This is a smart decision. I know a lot of people were like, it should be sprites.
Yeah.
I'm like, last time we got a sprite finale. Yeah.
Okay. To be fair, I'm sure a modern day sprite finale would not be like Deadpool Pinkie Pie.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
come on.
Probably
Like,
not. I'm just memeing.
I know, but I'm just saying for the record.
Yeah.
No, you're probably right. I'm just memeing.
I know.
Okay, so model-wise, which models are they gonna use?
Wait, real quick before that. Actually, Saitama versus Popeye had a sprite section. No, I'm joking.
Got you there.
No.
I'm joking. Anyway, they're probably gonna use the fighters models. Getting back on track, if I had to guess.
Fighters or Xenoverse, I'd guess.
I would say Xenoverse because the last time we had a Dragon Ball character, going back to the aforementioned GVS 2, Torian did use the current Xenoverse 1 Goku model, and he also used the Injustice New 52 Superman skin.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think style-wise...
I've heard fighters models are difficult to work with.
Yeah, no, they are. They really... I mean, hell, maybe that's why this needs an extra week, is because possibly they are using the final models, because those... You think those fighter models look good? Try animating with them.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen...
Yeah, the more I think about it.
Even Dai Tomodachi, when he, because again, he's a great animator. He's tied with Devil Artemis. When he's used those models, like like they're so expressive, they're so fluid, and I can only imagine how much time that took.
Well, the other thing too is that like there's more to those models than just they look like the characters. There was a lot of Fighters has a lot of extra lighting tweaks done to it, kind of like kind of like a Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like there's a lot of stylized choices made to make those models look good. So
and I'm all for that.
Yeah, I am too, but it's just hard to nail that sort of style in a fan animation. Well,
it's hard to nail it without being given extra time.
Yeah, but to make the other comparison to Marvel vs. Capcom again, that's I know when Hulk vs. Doomsday came out, people were like, I don't like the Hulk model. I'm like, yeah, well, that's what happens when you port over the MVC3 model without doing any of the stylized lighting for it.
That's I mean, maybe for the sake of simplicity, they do use the Xenoverse 2 models, or the Xenoverse, because I don't know if Vegito was in Xenoverse 2, so yeah, there you go. You just use the Xenoverse 2 models to make it easier, but maybe for some shots that are more dynamic and have better lighting, you use the Fighters models.
Maybe.
Yeah, that could work.
I think they're gonna pick one or the other. So
definitely.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. I mean, considering what they're using, they might actually use Universe the more I think about it. But I mean,
I will shoot down one thing right now, though. I know a lot of people are expecting an animation shift, a la Saitama versus Popeye.
No.
Yeah, don't get your hopes up for that.
It's
here's the thing.
3D.
Here's the thing, like with Saitama versus Popeye, like it made sense there. Like I don't think it makes that much sense here. Like they did it because Popeye's freaking insane and can do that kind of stuff on a whim. Like these two, unless something can.
It's on cartoon that changes animation styles all the time.
You could probably expect like the animation style for more cartoony character. I honestly want them to do it for Bugs Mickey.
Yeah.
But for any random episode, nah. Or any finale, I wouldn't expect it.
Okay. Let me say this. Reality is getting shattered, 100%.
But it's probably just.
That's 100% happening. So I guess that's why people are like, so when reality shifts, that's when they're gonna have a art style shift. I'm like, yeah. No, it only made sense for Popeye because that's what he does. The only time Dragon Ball shifts styles is either when they do an entire CG movie a la superhero, or they switch to CG very briefly for fight scenes, just to make them flow better. I'm looking at you, Resurrection of F. I like that movie, to be fair, but still.
I'm also looking at you, Battle of Gods, for that one short in the scene that you did it.
Gosh.
So, I honestly think it's preferable for this fight to be in 3D because, as the DBX clearly shows you, everything you would see would just look so much better if it was 3D.
Yeah.
Not docking the animator who animated the DBX version of Vegito versus Gogeta, but
the DBX was solid.
It's just those sprites.
Those sprites are distracting.
That's probably just the best they could go with at that time.
Probably.
But yeah.
Actually, that's another thing. Something I don't know if I brought this up, but whenever they do a death battle that was a DBX, chance that they have so far we have a perfect track record of the death battle being better. Considering the DBX was solid, I think we're in for a treat.
True. I mean, to be fair, the only exception was Goomba Troopa, but
That's the opposite way around. That doesn't count.
I know.
So yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Well, actually, real quick though, random thought while it's on my mind. What model did they use in Hulk Broly for Broly?
I think it was just they built one. They built one.
Yeah, that was custom built.
Oh, okay,
Same
gotcha.
with the Broly one.
Gotcha. Actually,
they actually built 3 Broly models for each transformation.
Oh wow, jeez.
Yeah.
Never mind that. I was gonna say, what if they did that here, but like that would be a lot more.
Blender team.
Oh,
that
right.
would. Yeah, the Blender team.
I guess building models for the Blender team isn't entirely impossible. Like the Harley model was built from scratch, but
yeah, it would just be a bit more difficult, I guess. So yeah,
it's
you're better off just using Xenoverse.
I think, because I don't think they could do that twice. You know, because
I mean, unless Billy is directing this episode and we didn't hear about it, but
2 Vegitos and Goku and Gogeta models from scratch. So pick which one you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm happy if they choose Xenoverse 2 or if they do choose Fighters, but again, the Fighters one would probably take even longer because they have to capture that lighting style, and that's very difficult and time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My question is, are we going to see Goku and Vegeta separated?
I hope so, honestly. I hope that's how the fight starts and use.
I have no idea because that's just it. We don't know how they're going to set this up. I mean, the obvious choice is, they probably, they want to test out which fusion is better, so they have Shenron fucking summon another Vegeta and Goku, and they do the fusion dance while the ones we're watching do the Patara fusion. It makes sense. It's short, and it's like, okay, but again, knowing how they're going all out with this episode and they need more time, there's probably a chance that they probably are just going to have them fight. Just because, time constraints.
I mean, maybe, but I also, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to see the 2 fusions.
Beforehand.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it would.
I don't even care if there's no context to it, because you're going to have a lot of trouble bringing context in. It's like, why are there 2 Gokus and 2 Vegetas?
Just go with it. Don't think too hard about it.
I think they can literally start this fight kind of like what they did with the DVX. Have them fuse right at the start. Like, is there context? No. Cool.
No. Screw your context. We don't need it here.
Screw context.
I mean, screw build up. What you like that awesome build up when Vegito and Gogeta first fused back in the 90s, and then in Super? It's like, too bad. Which, by the way, Vegito's, and I don't know what you decide which had the longer build up and was worse to sit through, Vegito or Gogeta's.
Well, I can't comment on Gogeta because the only time I saw him was in the Broly movie. But man, Vegito, it's a cool fight, but man, it's so long.
Hey, I'll take it. It's got. Hey, I'm just saying, I like those type of fights. I like Super. Super has just become too lazy. They just want to get the fight. They just want all flash, no substance. Just saying. But I think Gogeta's was probably the worst, because if you actually go back and look at Fusion Reborn, it takes multiple times. Best example, when you see Fat Gogeta, and that only lasts a couple of seconds, and then it happens, and then he defuses off screen in Super. Well, guess what? In the original Fusion Reborn movie, that doesn't happen. You see them learn the dance, and then when Goku has to converse Vegeta to do it, and they do it wrong, and you see Fat Gogeta for probably 6-7 minutes.
Ugh.
and then they defuse, and then they try again.
Thank you for convincing me not to watch this movie.
Yeah, no, it does. It takes. That's why Gogeta's, again, it's infamous. Gogeta only has a couple of minutes on screen at the end of Fusion Reborn, whereas in Super Broly, it's more than that.
Thank goodness for Super Broly. My gosh.
Yeah, no, because most of the third act is just building and building and building to get to Gogeta.
Yeah.
Whereas in Super Broly, they give you Gogeta.
The entire third act is Gogeta.
Yeah, exactly. Unlike, but yeah.
Anyways.
Also on a side note, Vegito has the best drip. Don't at me.
I mean, yeah, can't deny
Fair
that.
enough.
Honestly,
I will not confirm or deny that.
Vegito don't need to show skin.
oh, gosh, you're not wrong. With. Anyway,
yeah.
So voice acting.
Yeah, who the guy? I mean,
that's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
Lanny,
let's get this out of the way, Brobuscus.
I think Lanny is a shoo-in.
He's coming back.
Yeah, he literally came. I was literally like, come on, watch now.
No way.
Watch now is when they get Tom. Watch now is when they get Tom Shaw against.
Now they
do it.
That'd be funny, but no, it's more than likely Laney.
Yeah.
But now,
what about
Goku?
It's a big question.
Goku's a different question.
All right, look. Brobuscus, let's just get it out of the way. It would be nice if they could get Tom Shaw. Be very nice if they can get Tom. Because that would be interesting to hear Tom's. Ironically, that'd be interesting to hear Tom's pitch perfect Sean Schimmel mixed with Lenny's original Vegeta voice.
Yeah, and it kind of works because that's what happened with Vegito.
Yeah, and I can actually hear how that would sound like Tom's pitch perfect Goku with Lenny's Vegeta. That actually sounds good in my head when I stop and think about it. But let's be real here, and I know some people don't want to admit it, but most people do because, childhood nostalgia. Well, not even childhood, because, we all were we were all late teens when we watched Dragon Ball.
Get on with it!
Fair enough. They're most likely gonna get Moscow X to come back.
Yeah, which
I don't know if I agree. I
feel like
counterpoint.
I feel like it would make more sense than not. I guess.
Okay.
Or maybe not because.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not gonna rule out the possibility.
It's definitely you definitely have to consider the possibility, if nothing else.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying it is absolutely impossible for them to get Moscow back as Goku. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's possible. I'm just saying
seconds just to convince them.
I'm just saying it's possible that they won't.
Considering the other. Considering the whole voice actors.
Here's the thing. And this is dipping into the fireside chats a little bit. I think it was actually right after they showed the preview for Thor vs. Vegeta. After that cast, they did a fireside chat like a day later, I think. They brought up we're getting Jonah Scott as Thor and Lanny as Vegeta. And they went into that. Getting abridged voice actors has become more of a case-by-case thing. Because, of course they were going to get Lanny back as Vegeta. Why the heck wouldn't they? But then Ben specifically mentions Masako as Goku. Because he says that, I might be misremembering. I'd have to go back. But the gist of it is that they got comments on both Goku vs. Superman fights thing. Like, okay, on one hand, it's really cool that you got Masako back because that's good representation for Abridged. However, that's also not the Goku that we wanted you to represent. We wanted you to represent the main one.
I'm pretty sure they also commented on it in the Goku Black versus Reverse Flash.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Commentary. So.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So I think again, I might be mistaken. I'll have to go back, and if I do, before I release this podcast, I'll put a note on screen saying that I was right or wrong. I think Ben has said that if Goku were to come back, this is a bit of a different case, but that's not the point. That they will get someone who sounds more like Sean Schemmel, or that they will consider the idea anyway.
And Tom is right up that alley because again, they have somebody who
perfect.
He is and here's why I think it's a strong possibility. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But why I think they probably, even though Ben said he'd consider it, he never said that's not him saying, "Oh, it's a done deal." If Goku ever comes back in some. But here's another reason why I think it's most likely.
It's just the fact that he specifically brings that up as an example is what makes me raise an eyebrow.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but here's my thing. Here's my reasoning for why it is a strong possibility. It has nothing to do with the fact that Masako has been the voice of Goku in Death Battle since the beginning. He was there. He along with It's Just Some Random Guy. They both carry one of the most, if not the most popular watched episodes of Death Battle of all time. He was brought back for the sequel. Same thing. They even had him do a bit more. But it has nothing to do with that. It doesn't even have anything to do with the fact that, they're good friends with Team 4-Star and they like working with them.
Yeah.
It's a matter of closure because, as we all infamously know, Scott, Taka, and Lenny never got to do the Buu Saga. We never got to hear what a fusion, how a fusion would sound with Masako and Lenny. And that was everybody's dream. That's one of the things many people, including myself, were looking forward to when they would abridge the Buu Saga, is we're finally going to get to hear Masako and Lenny as one voice. Imagine how Scott Francis is going to go all out with engineering that sound-wise. Or how are they going to write that in the script? Is Goku's dumber moments going to come out? Is Vegeta's, sassiness going to come out? Again, endless possibilities. But this would be closure to that. We would finally get to see, or hear in this case, what these two would have sounded like had we got to that point before they just said, you know what, we're canceling Dragon Ball Z Abridged until we start making Dragon Ball Z Abridged content that is not Dragon Ball Z Abridged. So, go figure.
Okay. Yeah, for real.
We're canceling Dragon Ball Z Abridged, kind of, sort of, not really.
Yeah. Okay. So,
I will give you that would be a novel concept, and I kind of do want to see it now, but I don't know. It's a bit. I don't know.
Look, I'm just gonna be upfront. The performances were fine, but Masako's Goku voice just doesn't sit well with me. And I actually went back to both Goku vs. Superman episodes, and I was like, and even then I was like, man, I want to accept it, but I just can't. Again, the actual performance is perfectly fine. I have nothing against the guy. I have nothing against the performance itself. It's just the voice. It sounds like the more lighthearted, goofier Goku during combat. And I'm just like, that doesn't work. It's like,
yeah, well, I mean, because again, please do not shoot Brobuscus down for this. But Brobuscus has also said, like many people, he's not a fan. Like, there are people like Brobuscus who just don't like Masako Nozawa as Goku because you can't get over the fact that is a woman just doing Goku's voice, even though, yes, she is doing something different with her vocal cords. But
Yeah.
my point is, where I'm going with this and why I'm bringing this up, Brobuscus, it's not to get you shot down, I swear to God, it is not. It's to bring up the fact that, in my is Masako X's voice, Goku voice, intentionally is like that because he broke it down. There's a whole video if you're ever curious. He broke down how he came up with his Goku voice, and he essentially took part of Masako Nozawa's performance and combined it with another English dub actor's performance. It's not Sean Schimmel because he gave his thoughts on Schimmel's performance, but he stated Sean was not my inspiration when it came to how my Goku would sound, with an English accent. So again, I get it. I do agree with Brobuscus. I can't help but associate Masako's performance with Dragon Ball Z Abridged, plus his own original Dragon Ball fan series, Dragon Ball R&R. And I will not lie, it was eerie hearing Masako's Goku talking like, orange dub Goku.
Yeah.
And it was even more weirder hearing him spout out shit that made no sense, like, get off my planet.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is the ultimate 50-50 here. Will they get Masako back for closure so we can have him and Lenny finally get to do Vegito and Gogeta, because they never got to do Fusion Reborn either? Or are they going to get Tom? Or here's my counter. I got an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
All right,
What's your
let
idea
me know
first?
if it's the same. Let me know if we're hitting the same wavelength here.
Okay.
What if you bring back Masako to be the voice of Goku for Vegito, but with Gogeta, you keep Lenny, and you bring in Tom Shulk.
That's a cute idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to hear.
You would have 2 Gokus and 1 Vegeta. So,
That's
never happening. But
or hell, maybe to just have us all fangasm all at once. Maybe in an alternate reality, you have Masako and Lenny as Vegito, but you have Tom doing both the voices of Goku and Vegeta for Gogeta.
Or alternatively, you just have Tom voice all of them.
That's also fair.
Yeah, that'd be really funny to hear. My gosh.
Again, I know it sounds like we can't stop jerking Tom's performances off, but I swear to God, they are really good.
Can you blame us, really?
You watch Tom's Dragon Ball stuff on his YouTube channel and tell us that we're exaggerating. Like,
yeah.
Like,
all right.
Legit. Anyways.
There is one other voice acting potential I would like to bring up for Goku, if possible.
Sure.
Go ahead.
This is a bit of a shot in the dark, but considering he did a doppelganger of Goku, why maybe try bringing in Michael Kovac? Yeah, like maybe see how he can do as regular Goku. I mean that's just a throw in the dark, the shot in the dark, considering. No, he did Goku Black and he just got in.
That's not a bad idea, but I would have to hear what does his Goku... Is his Goku just without the Goku Black, cockiness?
Maybe, I don't know.
Who knows?
Not a bad idea, but either way, look, in 3 weeks, we will... Or hell, we're obviously going to know when the preview comes out, but in 3 weeks' time, we will have our answer. Did they finally give Tom his due to play Goku, or did they bring back Masako?
Or both. Or did they do both?
Or both. That's a win-win for me if it's both.
I mean, they did both. Like that actually might be a good way of like differentiating the two voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I imagine things are going to be a little difficult to be like, who's talking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Who knows? We'll see. Yeah. And then music-wise, now this might be hearsay. I have not heard anything official on this. I'm just going off of what I've been told. This might have been This might have been in. Okay, so what I'm saying is that I've heard Brandon's working on the track.
Believable.
Potentially. That's believable. Now, if he said this, he probably said this in his server, which I'm not in anymore, because his server is a cesspool.
So I've heard.
From what I've gathered, this will have vocals.
Ooh. Wow, that would make this
that makes sense. That makes sense. Wow. That tracks.
Yes,
but also wow.
Because it is, yeah. Because let's not pretend that we haven't had a Dragon Ball fight that hasn't had vocals. Broly, Vegeta, Trunks, Goku Black.
Yeah. Goku Black, yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, that would track.
And most of them he's done. Like, I mean, fuck man, he did 2 of them this year.
Yeah. And both of them slapped. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So I can believe it.
Yeah. So I believe it, but I've also I'm just saying, like, take that. You can believe what I'm saying, but I haven't heard Brandon himself say anything about that. So.
Enough.
Yeah, because unlike some of the animators, he's not just going to jump on Twitter and say, "Oh, by the way, I'm doing the track for this one."
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I do wonder though, is it just going to be Brandon or is it going to be a collab?
It would be awesome if it's a collab.
That would also track.
I don't know.
Media and Brandon did collab.
True.
They've done it for 2 finales, so
yeah.
What's a
Why
what's
not
a third
go
one?
3 for 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess now I am curious to see, because on the other hand, I feel like, okay, this goes back to Dragon Ball Super Broly. If it does have vocals, I feel like that's the inspiration. I could totally see
the chanting.
Yes, the tribal chanting, the drums, like making it more. Don't just give it a rock sound. Like, no, like take what
you can't do that.
You can't do that. But again, just take what Broly did and just turn that shit up to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I mean, just considering the fight we've got, that I imagine the track's going to go hard anyway. So.
Oh absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely, it's got to, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So I guess we're jumping into uncharted territories now. Yeah, that's the question.
Yeah, gonna win this?
Yeah, that's the ultimate question. And here's my answer. I have no freaking idea.
Well, before we get really into this, we should mention that
bit of an interesting thing going on here.
Oh boy.
So you think this is just canon Vegito versus canon Gogeta? I mean, I don't blame you. I don't blame you for thinking
first of all, hold on.
I don't blame you for thinking that.
Correction, there is no canon in Dragon Ball.
As canon as you get with Dragon Ball.
Yeah. I mean, if it was that, then my answer would be very simple. It's Gogeta.
Yeah, but anyway.
But no, it's not. No.
Not today.
We are going not just above and beyond, but even more above and even more beyond, because they are including everything.
Yep. You could say they're going balls to the walls.
They are including Z, GT, Super, Heroes, Xenoverse, and that's about it.
Pretty much
did I miss anything?
Pretty much everything.
And Fusion Reborn. How could I forget Fusion Reborn?
Pretty much everything that both Gogeta and Vegito have been in, regardless of if it makes sense for them to be in the same room together.
Yes,
basically.
Except for the Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball Fusions, because that whole game's gimmick is you just take Dragon Ball characters and have them fuse. There's no ongoing story in it. I'll make your heroes joke here.
Yeah. Also, I want to pull up a quote from Ultra that goes a bit more into it. Okay, yeah. I might have it scroll on screen like I did back in Season 8 days, but it's also not any specific version of Gogeta and Vegito, just anything either fusion have shown up in, even from separate timelines. Though I'll specify that it's not adding in summoning cards, specific game items, or card abilities like Trunks. So, if anyone was expecting summoning in this fight, I'm sorry to ruin your hopes and dreams.
Sorry, gotcha fans. They will come again soon.
So no Kingdom Hearts in this episode.
Yeah, so this actually does make this episode more interesting and more hard to answer, because if let me preference this. If it was just Vegito from Z versus Gogeta from Fusion Reborn, honestly, that's 50-50. Some say Gogeta, some say Vegito. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, Vegito.
Sure.
If it's Vegito Blue versus Fusion Reborn Vegeta, I'm sorry, Gogeta, Vegito Blue. If it's blue, but if it's blue Vegito versus blue Gogeta, consensus is Gogeta Blue.
Gogeta, yeah.
And if it's Heroes Vegito versus GT Gogeta, well, Gogeta.
Heroes gets wild, so.
I mean, yes, but okay. Just to be fair, Super Saiyan 4 Vegito was not able to touch Mechikabra.
Okay, I don't know. That's
you know, the bad guy that Trunks killed.
I know who that is. I'm just like
it's hard to judge power level wise.
Hero stuff goes hero stuff goes over my head at times. So this actually is much better because, again, taking all of the Vegitos and the Gogetas we've seen in media makes this fight much more powerful, and I feel like it adds something to it. Which again, it adds a sense of like finality to it. Because like it's everything.
Yes, everything, because it very much is the same thing they did with Xeno Trunks versus Archie Silver.
Yeah. Only this time it's like it's every Gogeta versus every Vegito. It's not just that specific Trunks versus that specific Silver.
Have fun.
Have fun. My heart goes out to Ultra and Akuma on this one.
Gosh.
I mean, but okay.
Who the frick is winning this?
See, that's the question. I mean, for some reason, my gut is just wanting to say Gogeta, but I'm not really confident on that at all.
My heart and my brain are saying Vegito, just because of two reasons. Number one, childhood nostalgia. Out of the two fusions, I was exposed to Vegito first, before Gogeta. Yeah, and I knew of
Gogeta, but my experience with him was really just Super Broly.
Well, you're lucky. Mine was just those 5 couple of minutes he showed up at the end of Fusion Reborn, and his reappearance in GT, which, by the way, superior version. Everybody, that's how you know Gogeta's first appearance in Fusion Reborn is bad. He got more screen time, and he was more epic in GT.
When GT does something better, that's when you know things are messed up.
Yeah, exactly. Gogeta got to shoot out a confetti Kamehameha. Let that sink in. Yeah.
Anyway, up the party.
But the second reason why I'm wanting to bet Vegito is because of one thing that has been stated within Dragon Ball itself. When it comes to the fusions, it has been stated that the Potara fusion is far more superior than the fusion dance. Now, given Super,
that feels vague.
It does, and that's always been weird because, again, even in the Majin Buu saga, Vegeta, when Goku was handed the earrings and he was told of the Potara fusion, he thought it was similar to the fusion dance, which he did know, and he taught to Gotenks. But Elder Kai straight out told him, these are far more better than that silly little dance that you taught the boys. So, and when Vegito showed up, he slapped the shit out of Majin Buu. He straight up made him look like a joke. And this is the beat. Yeah, and but see, well, again, hindsight is, that was actually Vegito's plan. He purposely, all
right.
Yeah, because he had
BS.
to go inside. No, again, it's a story reason. I'm not saying it's not weak, but I'm just saying story-wise, he wanted to get absorbed because he wanted to go in and get his sons and Piccolo out of Majin Buu instead of, just pushing them back with Dragon Balls because Dende is alive. But whatever. But
Buu Saga, isn't it fun?
Yeah, but Vegito was able to clap Majin Buu, who was strong enough to rip a hole in the hyperbolic time chamber just by screaming, and who has destroyed galaxies and planets like they're nothing. And the big kicker, he fought Majin Buu as a piece of candy.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Dude straight up went inside Boo's mouth and left a gaping hole in his throat that chopped off his head tendril.
Yeah.
So there is that. But Super has given Gogeta a lot more to work with than when we first saw him in Fusion Reborn and GT.
You guys keep explaining this. I'll be right back.
Okay. Obviously we know Gogeta fought Janemba in his final form. He was able to just one-shot him like that. Dude didn't even struggle. He just came, he saw Janemba, he did his thing, he was out. And Dragon Ball GT, he came, he dicked around with Omega Shenron. It was stated he could have killed him, but he got overconfident. And also, the Super Saiyan 4 was eating up the time limit. And then it straight up said he could have killed Broly in Super Saiyan Blue. And he was able to do some damage in Heroes. So, yeah. This is why it's hard to believe that.
Like a very hard thing
But again, I don't know. I do feel like we are going to get the whole, the Potara fusion is better, and anything Gogeta could do, Vegito could also do, but we haven't seen him do it.
I mean, that's logical, but I still think that's a lame way to go about it, honestly. Like,
Yes.
Anyway.
It would be, and it also is just a matter of, okay, we can't just assume that Vegito can do the things that Gogeta can do, because I'm trying to delay this as much as possible until Brobuscus gets back, but
delay no further.
Oh, thank God. Okay, so the big reason why it is dubious to believe Vegito could just automatically do these crazy fucking reality shatter things that Gogeta did in Broly is the time limit that he has. Or not even the time limit, it's the power, because the Potara fusion will only stay fused with 2 people for an hour who aren't Elder Kais, even though that is not how it works. I don't give a shit what Toriyama says. That's bullshit. He just came up with that for convenience sake, so Trunks could get the win in the anime, or so there could be another reason they defeat him in the fucking manga. So no,
or so there could be a reason for why Goku and Vegeta are still separate characters.
Exactly. Yes, that is also a good reason. But there's also the fact that Super Saiyan. If it is to be believed, the Super Saiyan forms are just too much for the Potara fusions. Like, that is one of the main reasons, theories people came up with as to why they defused the first time. It was probably the Super Saiyan. It was just too much for the Potara earrings to handle, and they defused.
Mm-hmm.
And we would later see that kind of reemerge by Toriyama when we saw Vegito come back in Super. It had only been less than maybe, let's say, 15 minutes, and he couldn't defeat Zamasu because he pretty much burnt through the fusion with Super Saiyan Blue. Yeah. And he also did the same thing when he came back in Heroes, because when he came back in Heroes, he used Blue Kaioken, and Kaioken just puts more pressure and stress on your body, and he used Blue Kaioken. So
yeah.
So here's the thing, and this is kind of what's that's kind of what's circling in my head right now. And it still doesn't lead me to a solid answer, but it's which. Okay, so both of them have pretty exploitable weaknesses that could be like, oh, you could separate the two, and then at that point, I feel like defusion is pretty much an instant loss because like both fusions are, as far as I know, stronger than the sum of their parts.
Each have their strengths and weaknesses.
So for Gogeta, it's the time limit. Gogeta can only last for 30 minutes. And despite what you may think, that's important.
Yes.
Whereas Vegito, not only can his form run out too, but if you destroy, at least if Kefla is anything to go by, if you destroy the Potara earrings, then that's it. The two separate. And Gogeta would the thing is, and that's I want to lean towards Gogeta, and here's why. Because they're both Goku and Vegeta. Gogeta
they probably get
Gogeta has been Vegito before, and I guess vice versa. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Gogeta would know, oh, hey, those are the source of the fusion. Why don't we just destroy those? Goku did it by himself against Kefla. So
he did when he was Ultra Instinct.
Yeah. So I feel like Gogeta would think, why don't we aim for them? Why don't we aim for those earrings? That will separate them, and that will lead to us winning.
Yeah. Well, okay, let me counter-argue that. There are two reasons why that probably won't work and won't be a factor in here, as much as that is a legitimate argument. And if you really think about it, Gogeta, look, I really fucking hate, I'll get into this in point number 2, but alright, let me just get to point number 1. Okay, point number 1 is, that is a very specific win condition. And as we all know, Death Battle Battle don't do specific win conditions. They do all. It's all or nothing. That's it. There's no in between. And reason number 2 is, well, considering how Toriyama has made Goku dumber than a fucking piece of wood, although I think Plank is way smarter than Goku, but that's neither here nor there. Goku would probably not use that information because, again, this is Goku. He would want to fight the fusion at its strongest. He would not want to end it that
same
quickly.
Way.
Yeah, same with Vegeta. So their Saiyan pride would just keep that thought from coming into their head.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, is there any like? I'm trying to think if there's like any like different, like if like anything like stat related could come to, because like obviously like they're the same characters. So I'm wondering if like anything like Xenoverse like would affect it, like make like one like slightly stronger, slightly faster than the other.
In my opinion, when you composite all of the Vegetos and the Gogetas together, no. Stats actually don't improve. Like they don't play a factor in here because let me be clear.
Both they finally found the match where the stats are dead even.
Yeah, no, because if this was just, again, going back to specifics, if this was a specific version of Vegito or Gogeta that didn't have blue, then the stats would be in one's favor with either Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. But since both of these characters have Super Saiyan Blue right out the gate, their stats are dead even because both of them have God Ki. I mean, granted, they could do this if they wanted to, and they did this in the DBX. They could just start off in their base forms, then they go Super Saiyan, then Gogeta goes Super Saiyan 4, because let's just pretend for a minute he can, because again, they're compositing, so they're going to get
We're going to see Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, exactly.
It'd be the first time we'd see Super Saiyan 4 on Death Battle since GVS 1.
That is amazing.
That's insane.
Good. It's going to be so good. Plus, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is so fucking great. Like, he looks so cool.
I do think we're going to end it with blue versus blue, but
more than likely, yeah.
But I would very much like to see Super Saiyan 4. I'm not even a super big fan of that form, but it'd be different from.
So like, a majority of the fight is that, and then like at like the last like minute or so.
Yeah, kind of like Broly. Like the majority of Broly's fight was Super Saiyan, and then at the very end he goes Legendary. So.
Yeah, but even then, Super Saiyan Blue was kicking Legendary's ass, whereas
I mean in the death battle.
Oh, okay, sorry.
But no,
I just mean stat-wise, again, proving that they're both even. Blue Gogeta kicked Broly's ass. Super Saiyan Blue Vegito was kicking Zamasu's ass, but he lost his powers immediately. Not even after 15 minutes. So,
honest question, has Vegito won a straight fight?
As far as I know, no.
Cool.
He has not.
Cool.
Oh, okay. He has decked and clapped multiple opponents.
No, that's fine. That's fine. That's
with the exception of Mechi Cabro, because even Zeno Vegito couldn't touch that son of a bitch. So no, but most of his fights, and I know where Brobuscus is going with this, and if you've been paying attention,
I was just asking.
Oh, okay, no. Then if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, the key weakness and factor why Vegito doesn't win the majority of his fights when he's on screen is time. He dicks around too much. I mean, in most of his appearances, he shows up, he wants to test out what his opponent is made of to see if his fusion is better, and just when he finally is about to deliver the killing blow, he's just gone.
Yeah.
Whereas Gogeta has only had that happen to him once, and that was Dragon Ball GT. but that was actually excusable because Super Saiyan 4 was eating up the time, and so it couldn't handle lasting a full 30 minutes. But Gogeta has beaten Broly. He has beaten Janemba. He beat one of the main villains in Dragon Ball Heroes. He's pretty much got more W's than Vegeta will ever have. I mean, okay, no, technically, let me backtrack. Vegito actually has won one fight.
Oh.
And it was against Gogeta in Super Saiyan.
Okay.
Of course it was.
Because
of course
if
it was.
you got,
it was.
Because I've been bringing this up. Dragon Ball Raging Blast, the first one, had these side missions that were essentially, again, what if stories, like what if Bardock met his grandchildren, etc., etc.
Okay.
Well, they did one where what if Vegito and Gogeta fought each other, and you play as Vegeta, and if the ending is to be believed,
choose?
No, you don't get to choose. You do not get to choose. Yeah, it's straight up you're Vegito.
Lame. I mean, I like Vegito, but lame.
Yeah, no, it's whatever. But in that fight, Vegito won.
I don't know, pack it up. You win. I'm joking.
No, go ahead. I didn't hear what you said.
He said, "Pack it up, Vegito wins."
Yeah, there you go. So, and Gogeta even admitted himself. I guess that Batara fusion is much better than ours. But one question: how long does it last? And then Vegeta was like, "Well, it's permanent." And he's like, "Oh, well, at least we get to separate." Again, this was before the 1 hour fucking rule was introduced. So there you go. So if you want to take that as something to consider, and they did say they would use everything, but they probably won't include this in the end analysis to justify it.
No, probably not.
Vegito has beaten Gogeta, but it was only in Super. But they both had Super Saiyan. They hadn't gotten Blue yet, and to this day, this has never been redone in Xenoverse or
wow, you
Fighters.
think Xenoverse would at least tackle it?
You would think. I mean, Fighters has made. I know Fighters characters do interact with each other.
Yeah, Fighters makes jokes about it, but that's it.
Yeah, you don't actually get to see Gogeta. And again, do not take that awesome Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, excuse me, as, oh, they actually did fought. Two Gogetas actually did fought, and it's canon. No, it's not. It was just done for a fucking trailer.
Wow. Lame.
And plus, too, that game pretty much made Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, broken. He could literally get through attacks that are not supposed to be dodged or just easily blocked. So
fun.
Yeah.
Who to pick? Freaking A.
Yeah.
No. I mean, the lads don't have it much easier themselves because even they've admitted, like, well, your only mate has. I don't know if the others have, but this is hard to call, especially since we know they're gonna get everything but the kitchen sink. But if I'm just gonna give my bets right now, I'm not gonna wait 2 weeks. I'm gonna go with Vegito.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
Who do we want to win?
Well,
I don't.
The grown-up in me wants Gogeta to win because he has done more cool shit.
I mean, I don't care. I mean, both seem really cool. So both are really cool, I should say. Like, I don't really have a preference, I guess. So
yeah,
I'll go with Gogeta because of the Broly movie.
There you go.
I mean, actually, yeah, probably Gogeta.
Yeah.
Broly,
okay,
yeah,
so we have.
Here's the thing. So I'm comparing Gogeta versus Broly and Vegito versus Boo. I'm going with Gogeta. At least as far as who I want to win.
I honestly would recommend you watch. Sorry, I'm interrupting. I would recommend you check out Vegito Blue versus Zamasu. How short it may be, Vegito does get to kick some ass. And plus two, in my opinion, the final his combination attack of Goku and Vegeta's moves is, in my opinion, much better than Gogeta's. Because it's essentially the final Kamehameha. It's the final flash with the Kamehameha. Whereas Gogeta has the Big Bang Kamehameha, which combines the Big Bang attack with Kamehameha.
Yeah. Actually, I actually led into it's funny you remind me of that. It's there's actually something really cool. I don't know if they do it because technically neither have actually used the Final Flash. I mean, there's no reason why they wouldn't, but I'm just saying. I want to see a Final Flash versus Kamehameha clash as sort of a way to get like both Goku and Vegeta's biggest / most iconic moves to finally clash with each other, and sort of like get that little bit of Goku versus Vegeta in there.
Well, okay, see, that would be awesome, but here's what I think, because I know dollars to fucking donuts they're going to do this. They're going to have the final Kamehameha versus the Stardust Breaker. Just, I don't know if I have to explain what that is, just in case it's been a while since you've seen Broly.
I will look it up on the Googles.
It's basically, it's the rainbow attack. It's the rainbow ball attack that just erases things.
The geeks.
But it's probably going to be that because, again, the Stardust Breaker is Gogeta's most iconic move, whereas Final Kamehameha is Vegito's.
That makes sense.
But I do like Brobuscus' idea: have the Big Bang or
that's a fucking cool. That's a freaking cool idea.
Yeah.
So
to
do it.
But,
it's just squeezing in that little bit of Goku versus Vegeta in there.
Yeah.
Which no, and it is like that's the fun thing about this fight. Yes, it's controversial. Yes, it's not what you wanted as the season finale. Yes, it is not what you most requested this season would include, but it is a fun debate, and it does kind of take me back to the early days of my childhood with Dragon Ball Z, because, again, Vegito was one of my favorite characters right next to Vegeta and Trunks and Goku until fucking Toriyama turned him into a goddamn idiot.
Yeah.
Seriously, go back. I know you won't, but go back and rewatch Goku trying to convince Vegeta to put on the damn earring and breaking it down why he needs to, and telling him like what has been taken from them, giving that speech about not losing their new race. Yeah, new Goku, Super Goku wouldn't do any of that shit. He'd be like, "Duh, put on the earring, Vegeta."
Gosh.
You people think I'm over exaggerating. No, Toriyama has made Goku dumb as hell. Man forgets the goddamn sensu beans on the toilet when he's facing off against an immortal god who can't die. Give me a break. Fucking forgets to bring the damn seal for the Mafuba.
Gosh.
Man doesn't know what meditation is, despite using it 3 times.
Wait, what? That doesn't... Okay. Sure. Oh, well. What can you do?
But, yeah. Anyway, my overall point was, this fight is going to be a trip back to nostalgia, and I'm all for it.
Yep. Have fun. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'll have more of an idea, but honestly, I'm just gonna sit back and I don't really have much of a horse in this race. I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy what we get, and
Well, I want to try and end this season off with the W, and I also want to see my favorite fusion win. So I kind of do have a horse in this race.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah. So there you go. Sorry if that wasn't the answer you wanted.
So basically, me and ZDogg are abstaining for now.
I mean, I guess we could do a coin flip if you wanted me to choose a side, but
Well, both of you just said Gogeta.
I said I want Gogeta to win.
Yeah, I want Gogeta. I mean, I did say. I mean, I don't know. I was just gut feeling. If you want me, that to be my guess. I don't know.
Look. In 3 weeks, we're all gonna decide. Brobuscus is gonna ping us, asking us, "All right, final. No going back. There's no. There's no joking. Oh, the fusion between Goku and Vegeta will win. No, pick a damn winner.
Yeah,
that's not a slap. That's not a slap. That's not.
You're 100% right.
No. So I'm not trying to make that sound offensive. Your only mate, because he does do that, and I love how he makes that joke work. But no, we need to pick. We need to pick an opponent.
Yeah,
we got a horse. Got to.
Yeah. So.
If he loses, you go down with the ship.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
I will wait till I hear more, because honestly, with them including everything, I'm like,
basically, like, gosh.
Alrighty then.
All right.
So yeah.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have anything more to add.
Nope. I mean, didn't really have anything else planned, so just close it like a nice
guys. We'll see you guys in 3 weeks, and we'll see what happens.
By the way, actually, bit of a shill. Next episode is going to be very interesting.
Oh yeah.
And I might play with the idea of a fusion if you catch my drift.
A little bit of a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I need to get in touch with the others, see if that's still.
Yeah.
And then I think I'll talk about it off screen. I don't want to get too far into it on screen.
Yeah. Don't say anything that you don't mean.
Yeah. Right. Just saying. Next episode, prepare for a big one.
Hopefully, and if things don't work out, prepare for a normal one.
And then after that, we have our season 9 ranking.
Dude, gosh, that's gonna be hard.
Lord help us.
Lord help us.
Man.
Picking a top 3 is gonna be so fucking hard.
It is, man.
So yeah. And then also more shilling. Our top 10 most wanted death battles videos coming out relatively soon, hopefully. Look forward to that, because we're putting a lot of work into it.
We are. Oh boy.
Yeah. So so with that, hope you guys enjoyed Deku versus Asta. If you didn't, I apologize. I'm sorry to hear that.
Just don't make a hissy fit over it, damn it.
Just don't be pissy about it. Hope you guys are looking forward to Gogeta versus Vegito. If you're not, also please don't be pissy about it. But also we are, so there you go. And Sakura versus Videl. That's the matchup I'm going to leave you guys with.
Sure. Sakura Kazagana versus Videl Seaton.
Yeah.
I imagine. Yeah.
There you go. I don't know. I don't even know if that matchup actually works, but here we go. Here we are.
I like it. I like it personally, but yeah.
Same.
Yeah, there you go. There's your matchup that you will absolutely respond to.
Totally.
I don't know. I don't even know why I continue to do this. No one's responded to any of them. But anyways, yeah. So with that, we're gonna call it here. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Peace out.